Hey guys, welcome back, Maurice here, and today we have something awesome. As you can see in the background, I found a specially called the in action someone touching the cow, right? Like Alan pause, so you see that. So from title to that cow, that could be a bit smoother. But this game is Foundation, and Foundation so far. Sorry guys, I didn't know the cow will do that. The game has because yeah, you see we have some nice moving cows, so it's all good. Game is still in development. Game is out there. It can be purchased. It was started as a Kickstarter. It's the first game of Holy. What was the name of creators of this? Sorry, Polymorph, Poly something. Anyways, I will quickly look it up. But why I want to talk about this, because it is absolutely amazing. And by that, let me explain how great the game is. Even if it's not finished, even if the end game, there's a lot of work to do. But how you know when it's gonna be good, when it's promising as hell, right when you have all the product with you, it's Polymorph Games. Those are the developers. So the game's average on Google Go Galaxy was captured as 16 hours. So average players play 16 hours, then they go on Steam or good old games, GOG.com, and then write review. Because one of them was giving 1 star and saying graphics are awful. You look in the background. It is specific style, but awful, you haven't seen awful graphics then. So, and if you see down below here, this is my third map, third city. In previous cities I think I haven't spent that much. I can load them and show you, but 16 hours. And I think this time is not correct because mostly you're playing with increased speed, but anyways, if I'm spending 60 freaking hours, and as funny as it sounds, it's right on the time when Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is out. Yeah, it's fun. Well, guess what? This is exactly in the same shell. I will quickly show you, and if you have any questions, obviously write down in the comment section. If you like the video, share and like, that's also highly appreciated. But I will repeat, I will not advise and suggest you to go out and buy just because it's not finished. There's a lot of bugs, there's missing kind of end game content. I'd say it's a good sandbox game, but it could be easily wrapped around some missions, goals, for example, limiting time and you need to do this, do that, simple things. Because so far this is just a huge sandbox game, unfinished sandbox game without end game goals and missions and something like that. And the game is not for $5, $10 or something. It's quite, I'd say, expensive for those missing content. So I will not advise to go run and buy, but for sure pay attention because they are still working, they're still implementing new things and new awesome things. So let's quickly run around because obviously I played 60 hours here. So yeah, I did some, I think, things I can represent. One of my favorite things is actually creating this awesome thing. Yeah, no, I'll go this way. It's roads you can't place. Where people are going, there will be paths in some time, and if they stop going down those paths, just disappear. So I cut an alley so people can make a path out here. In my opinion, it looks incredible. It's awesome because they turn it there. Why it's especially awesome is because you can't plant those trees. You can plant only pine trees. Anyways, these kind of trees, they don't look as cool. You can't cross through there. These are only game placed, so you need to be careful. But once you cut them down, there will be no these trees anyways. Alright, future more. This is my proud. This is custom build. This is, if you look at the parts, every single part is my placed, my chosen. Color for bridges I think is the same. You see what I can do, what I can add, big tower, small tower and all those. This is ramparts and stuff, and so this is, I thought this is a pretty cool way. And this is why this game actually is the best of the best for these constructions, because they're not just popping out, they're built one by one, by piece, and you can just see how people are bringing stone and making step by step through. And I have at least 2 videos captured, 2 of my huge buildings being made. I need to cut them down and I will shrink them as I don't know, 2-3 minutes video. You will see how awesome it looks. But let's explore what we have here. This is another, you are too big. So this is a church. I chose the height of the tower because, why the hell not? I want it to stand out from any point of view. You see where the church is. Those little buildings, these are not my build, they are placed. Just, you mark an area. Guys, if you want, you can live here. And buildings will pop up. I don't think I have unupgraded building. Maybe one. Let me find. No, everything's upgraded. So they start as a half of this small building. Then if the desirability is quite high enough, this is if the place is good, yes it is, then they upgrade as bigger, and then they also upgrade as next level. So density and levels, currently 2 and 2 can be seen. Then obviously there's also fertility. Well, most lands are fertile. It's interesting if they could limit that. Otherwise, you can just plant anywhere. As you can see, this is where the food is made. Food, of course, is important. You see all the resources at the top. Yes, I'm a little bit out of money. No worries. And I think, yeah. Oh, 7 villagers need food, but they probably are on the way to get it. As you see, I still have some many types of food. I'm not quite sure why game picked those specific tools to show. I haven't found a way to arrange, because I have a berries there, I have a bread there, I have a cheese there. Then there's also fish and pigs. Why fish and pigs are not there? And then why there is a milk? You create cheese out of milk. It's simple production. Why then milk is here, but bread is created out of flour and water, where flour is made out of wheat. I'm terrible at pronouncing those names. Please don't judge me. So I don't understand. And then there's construction materials. Okay, we have a stone, we have a wood, we have a tools, which are basic. Then there are a little bit upgraded planks. Then there's also a black marble. I'll show you everything. Black marble, polished stone. This is also material. Why it's not out there? So I was sitting and thinking, who decided which of all these put there and not others? And it doesn't make any freaking sense. And I haven't found a way how to swap them out, because I would definitely pick something else. Next we have this is kind of tech tree. It goes in 3 orientations: labor, kingdom, and clergy. Yeah. So basically, this comes from churches. The more awesome churches you build, you'll get the stars. I have a lot of them, so I can unlock everything. This is working only for some period of time, so not picking, not bothering picking. Kingdom is all about security towers, militia, soldiers, and all that. So I need to unlock those. I haven't built. I need wood and keep. I'm not building it because whenever it's built, there will be time after time requests to aid my well, the kingdom. And it's easy way to make money and everything, but it just takes time. It's extra effort I'm not willing to put in. And labor is something where taverns and marketplaces give you the stars, and you can unlock office, tax office. Oh hell yeah! Both. So small little things, you don't have them at the beginning. You start with, well, you need a warehouse and then move on, but it's pretty easy. All right, let's keep exploring. I will show you what I have. So this is the area where my sheep, one sheep, because sheep in plural is also sheep. That's one of you viewers mentioned. Well, started a little bit angry, but I thank you for all advices. If I'm pronouncing something wrong, or there is something you find irritating and you want me to correct, please do so, because English is not my first language. Anyways, sheep. We have. They are giving me wool. From wool, I need to make cloth. As you can see, there's a little bit different. This is the only place where it's stored, so it's easy for me to pay attention what I'm missing. So at the end, the outcome is common cloth that's needed for all the people. I have it a lot, but we see that I need weavers hut. They need to produce, because I have a lot of wool. Wool is not a problem. Problem is it's not made everything into cloth. So that's the issue. Anyways, this is the starting area where I started. So this is basically everything that's going on. This is the marketplace. Marketplace is buildings I built. Well, tents I placed out. You can arrange them anytime, It's just it can be built as you want. It's not. You're not restricted to place in specific order on places. So you know when in games such huge, let's call them monuments. For example, this is the first church. I know it's ugly, but hell, there's a lot of people fitting there. 95. Yeah, 95. One of my biggest churches, and this is the old one. I can place them as I want. If I put all those pieces one after another, it will be one huge line. Obviously not smart to put that. I try to be compact, as you can see, everything put together, so it takes as least space as possible. One of the towers actually is not needed. I just wanted, first I didn't have stone, and I can keep editing and adding if I want to. That's the awesome thing. It's never complete, basically. If I want to go nuts, feel free. Go nuts. Tower, small tower. Hell yeah. Hell freaking yeah, let's build some. You see, and I hit start construction and they keep upgrading the building. It's and in the same way I can find a part, for example, this wooden tower. Small tower. Nope. Another small tower. And I can delete them in any moment. I don't want to, but anyways, you can. And it will be gone, and you can rebuild something else, so you can change it at any moment, you know? But all the other games, basically I'm looking at strategy games, when there's a huge buildings, they are coming in one huge blocks. Don't get me wrong, there's also can be awesome to build, for example the same Pharaoh and Cleopatra, where you have pyramids that are built in long time, but at the end you have the satisfaction that you finish something awesome. But they're in one huge chunk. Once they build, they're one huge chunk. That's it. Here, it's not the case. I don't want this video to be super long because no one is watching them. But this, for example, is this awesome building. It's custom made. I will show you the parts. You see? Consists of this many parts. This is a tavern. It's one building. You can make them separate with some restriction of distance. And this is all made. You can see. This is a court. There is a balcony out there. This is a kitchen built add-on. Then there's an entrance. another huge this core block. Then is coming out different kind of balconies. Then there's another. Then there's a chimney. Then there's entrance with stairs. Here we have something similar. There's wooden stuff, and then there's this is custom made. This is added. Another balcony, another kitchen. It's all you pick up and you choose. And when they build, every single piece of them is built up. I really need those two video out so you can see. I have recorded how, not this part, this I built separately, but how this is all built from scratch. And it's just amazing. And then there's I tend to build something over there. After some time, my first big project, which I'm proud of, which I'm trying to show you how awesome this is just a simple bridge. Well, kind of. Yeah, it's not a wooden bridge, it's a stone bridge you saw before. And this is a different style, there is no a lot of turrets and everything. So why it's awesome? Because it's freaking huge. Look at this. I will give you an example. On average, buildings, this kind of tailor's workshop, when you build it, you need, I will show you exactly. So I need 5 polished stone. That's polished stone, but okay. Weaver's hut. 10 stone on average is needed for a building. This bridge cost me 1,000 freaking stone. So, and it was built a long time, and I found it awesome. Look at my people. They don't need to go down and cross and walnut. They're just whoosh over here. And then there's another church. This is a little high exclusive living area with more places only. Everyone wants to live there as hell because it's awesome. But if you think that's the end of the cool things, no, there's another. This bridge cost me wood, but still 1,400 something. So it was impressive. The hell, I can push further. Of course I can. Because this freaking bridge cost me 4,500 pieces of wood. Actually not wood, but the planks. This is, you need to chop down wood and then a lot of sawmills, and then each and every one must be there, and then they're building each and single one of them. You see how much pieces? I just wanted to go a little bit nuts, and I did. And yeah, this is the biggest project, and I have done all of them. Obviously not in the same time, because you need either that's one builder, it takes ages. I had, I think, 31 builders specifically designed to create this bridge. Now I have it. And the last piece I'm proud of is this monastery. This also I have recorded how it's built piece by piece, and I need to make a time-lapse video how to fasten it up basically. Because it takes, still, if you have all materials and everything, it takes a lot of time to build it actually. And these are all, yeah, this poor choice of landscape, because these are the things, you know, going around and all around the monastery. And then there's entrance gate, and then there's a living quarters and different style entrances, chimney. This is winery. You need grapes and barrels to create wine. Barrels are created separately, they are delivered here. Wines, this is the winery. No, I'm still. Winery is where you create them, and this is a vineyard, obviously. Vineyard, of course. And then there are brothers working here from my city. They are sent to monastery, and they can't, so far I haven't found, you can't change them back. Once they are in monastery, they stay there for life. So basically they live in here, they tend wines, produce wine. Also I have, I don't know why they are not called beekeepers. That's, I think the correct name is apiary. You get the idea. They produce honey. Simple as that. Honey is sold in the market, obviously. That's all needs to be delivered piece by piece. And this is also, yes, I think, Yeah, you can put stained glass also there. And yeah, at the end, let me show you one little trick I found, how you can zoom out a little bit more because camera is tied to your place. So this is the basically what I have. Living areas. I'll quickly show you. This is working area, not desirable as hell. This is also, and then there's a fields, and then there's a monastery, and it's just. So this is, yeah, iron ores also something you need to pick up, and this is what you can create. This is let me put it in this in another way. If you're thinking you can start the game and I don't know, in half an hour you will have exactly the same as I have. In the bottom corner you also see this parameter, 525 weeks. Basically this game in-game time is 10 freaking years. It took some while, but to be honest, it was fun because you start with basically nothing. You start with woodcutter and you can't even place our areas for buildings. It's just you need to develop it one by one, and once you have everything, then you start getting some crazy ideas about stupid bridges across the hell. Why cross only here if I can cross from hill to hill, right? And this bridge, awesome. Just I needed to have it there. And at this moment I have basically built everything I wanted. I have huge monastery, I have huge bridges, I have taverns, I have money is coming in, I have a lot of people living. I found there was a comment in Steam, I think someone was mentioning the game is a little bit laggy, and someone was asking like why, what's the problem, can you explain what you have, and like, yeah, I have 1,000 people living in there, and like, wait, what, how much, 1,000? And someone mentioned like game developers tended to have cities where approximately limit is 100 and that dude is having like 10 times more. Like, yeah, game was not built for that. But anyways, so there is coming up December release. In December release they are mentioning some cool features like people can swap the places, because it's also one of the problems I'm facing the bigger the city is where people the person lives and where it works. And if it's more, then I'd say I try to limit it 100 meters, but there's sometimes cases where the person lives 200 and something meters away from the workplace. Once they get there, there's not enough time. They need to head back because there's off time and on time. And on their own time, they're going to get food, water, sleep, church, anything they need. And in work time, they're going to work. So, and in December release, they will swap the buildings and desirable places where they can live if it's closer to their work. So basically they are changing their living locations, which is kind of obvious, but so far it's pretty, yeah, you need to manage it manually, which is not great. You hardly can. You need basically my idea was to fire everyone and then pick one by one back up, and that would be just insane amount of time to do that, but yeah, anyways. So this is Foundation, awesome game. Down in the description will be links to main page, to Kickstarter, because there's a lot of information also there, to Good Old Games, GOG.com, awesome people, CD Projekt Red behind it. It's sold also there and in Steam. So all four links, if you're looking into, if you want to read more reviews, if you want to see something more. As I said, game is already promising as hell and fun to play. If they add more content, and they are doing more updates and still working on the game, I see in some few months I can definitely say like, guys, you need to get this. This is awesome game. So far, just because of missing content, missing some and a few bugs and these updates coming, I will just say it's awesome for me to play. You definitely can watch it, and there will be 2 more videos I already previously mentioned. Check out those, you will see what I'm talking about, which is amazing. to experience how buildings are created. This is beautiful game, very well done. Polymorph Games, I like you. I like you. I like what you did here. And I hope you enjoyed what I did here. And this will conclude my video. Of course, it's fucking long as hell, but anyways, you already skipped it all. No worries, no harm done. At least I gave you the information and preview how awesome Foundation is. Alright, alright. We'll meet in next videos. No worries, guys. Cheers.